What's up, people? Great day in Georgia today. It's my youngest daughter's very first birthday. Had a great time doing some quality time with her. Hebron summer workouts just started, so got that going on. We got our first 7-on-7 activities tomorrow. Excited about that. Short vlog today, but I felt like we needed to talk a little bit about recruiting because I feel somewhat responsible in talking you guys off the cliff every once in a while. If you keep up with the recruiting, you've noticed, you pay attention to Lane Kiffin doing very Lane Kiffin things. And in the last few weeks, he's offered not one, but two middle school QBs. The first one was to T. Martin, former Tennessee national championship winning quarterback. They're boys. He's currently at the OC at USC, and from everything I hear, he's really, really good. The other one is Steve Clarkston, son, only rising 7th grader. QB Guru, one of the first ones that actually did that stuff. So you guys are probably thinking, this is insane, it's crazy. Well, whatever you think about Lane Kiffin, I happen to think he's a pretty dang good coach, especially with offense. And I also think he could probably do a really good job at FAU. Here's the upside to this and how there's very little downside. At this level of college coaching, a big thing about job advancement is relationships. You never know. Kiffin might be out of a job in 3 years, and T. Martin might be head coach at a major Power 5 school. So whether Kiffin in some part, and I'm not downplaying it, these kids might be great. I don't know. I haven't even watched the film. They could be great. They could be just slightly better than average. I don't know. It doesn't matter in what we're talking about today. If some, even partly, one of the reasons that Kiffin is offering T. Martin's son is just to give him do a favor for him. Maybe he owed him a favor. I don't know, but everybody kind of has the idea that once a kid gets a first offer, more offers are going to come pretty quickly after that. Everybody wants that bubble to break before they offer. So now that he's got an offer, he's probably going to get more offers sooner rather than later. With Clarkston has a lot of influence. Whether you think he's a great coach or not, he's got a lot of influence over a lot of elite quarterbacks. Adidas just flew out a whole bunch of the studs out there to be the counselors at his camp. So he's got a lot of influence. He can talk. He's got those kids' phone numbers. If he can talk just one blue chip quarterback into going to FAU or wherever Kiffin is in a year or two, then it was well worth it for Kiffin. So again, by him doing that, and you might remember he already offered David Sills years ago when he was 8th grader, and David Sills committed, and that was another one of Steve Clarkston guys. Didn't work out that great. Obviously, he decommitted from USC. He's now at West Virginia. He's playing receiver. Don't know if he's ever actually played quarterback at West Virginia. I know he's never started a game there. So it didn't actually work out. Might work out in the best for the kid, David Sills, because he's a pretty good receiver from what I know. But there's really, seriously, very little downside with what Kiffin's doing here. A couple things can happen. Most likely, Kiffin's not going to be there in 2-3 years. Everybody kind of has that opinion. Maybe he is. Who knows? But if he's not there, then those scholarships don't matter. If those kids turn into studs wherever he is, well, he can always say, hey, man, I offered you first when I was at FAU. I'm offering you a scholarship now that I'm at, name a school. And I was the first one that showed you love, that believed in you. It's a big deal. And if the kids don't turn into studs, well, he just doesn't offer them in a couple years wherever he ends up. If for some reason he stays, again, he was the first to offer, he should have a lot of advantages on getting those kids. If they're not great, not a good fit, whatever, it happens all the time. Back room, you can say, hey man, we love you. We're not a great fit here. We think you should maybe go somewhere else. Try your hand, some other school. A couple days later, the kid gets on Twitter, says, thank you to the staff, I've talked to my parents, blah, 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 and decide to open up my recruitment again. Happens all the time. So what is the downside? The big upside, think about this. What are we talking about right now? We're talking about Florida Atlantic football. I don't know about you, but I haven't talked about Florida Atlantic football in a long time, if ever. So just by getting the name out there for prospects all over the country, it's a big deal. But the most important thing of all this is It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything to you. Who cares? By a kid in the West Coast getting an offer as a 7th grader does not take away an offer from a kid in Georgia that's a rising senior that doesn't have an offer yet. And if you're, say you're an 8th or 9th grader, maybe 10th grader, and you don't have an offer yet, you think you do, talking to you two parents about your kids, do not freak out. Do not feel like you got to transfer schools to get better in a better offense and get more exposure. Don't give a whole bunch of money to a recruiting coordinator or a recruiting agency or agent. Okay? Don't do it. Stick with the process. Do not worry. Put time, effort, energy about other kids, what things you can't control. Worry about yourself. Worry about how you're going to maximize the opportunities you're going to get. Because putting any wasted energy and thought into other kids getting scholarships and things that happen to other kids and getting all caught up in all the politics of the whole process, then you're going to go crazy and you're going to not be where you could be. So that's my deal. Quit worrying about stuff that you can't control. Quit worrying about all this craziness and figure out how you're going to get that offer, how you're going to get those opportunities. So before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to see a cute little 1-year-old eating a donut, then hang with me. But other than that, vlog over. Happy birthday, Abe. Yeah.